It's just, yeah. Wait, some bizarre live shit is happening right now?
It doesn't matter. Do you have ocean or not? Your soldiers will fight.
Mr. President, would you be willing to visit Ukraine, maybe Kyiv or Odessa?
This comes after Trump called him a dictator and then said, I don't remember calling him a dictator.
I don't want to talk about Odessa now. Let's not talk about Odessa. I want to talk about making a deal, getting peace. We don't have to talk about Odessa, but a lot of cities have been destroyed. A lot of cities that are not recognizable. There's not a building standing.
No.
And a lot of things have
Mr. President, you have to come and to look. No. We have very good cities. Yes, a lot of things have been destroyed, but mostly cities alive and people work and children go to school. Sometimes it's very difficult, sometimes closer to front line. Children have to go to underground schools or online, but we live. Ukraine is fighting and Ukraine lives. This is very important. And maybe it's Putin is sharing this information that he destroyed us. No, he lost 700,000 people. 700,000 soldiers. He lost everything. Yes. So.
Mr. President, one more.
Dude, Putin is fuming.
Please go ahead.
When did you last?
We'll go back later. I want to watch it live.
President Putin, and what did he say that?
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted peace?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good, and I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. You know, Russia was a hoax. It was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to do that. I
Bankrupted
think that,
casinos, by the way, art of the deal, by the way.
I'd like to see it end. That's all I do. That's what I do. My whole life, that's what I do, is make deals. And I'm in the middle of a mess, because this is a real mess. It's a very dangerous one. If this doesn't get solved now, it's not going to get solved for a long time. So I hope we're going to get it solved. In the back, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Prime Minister Starmer claims repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought crimes, and even more worrisome is pressuring American companies to censor Americans on his behalf. How can he be a reliable, trustworthy partner when he says things that are demonstrably false on such an important topic?
Well, we actually spoke to him about that yesterday, and we thought they took it very, very much too far. JD was very strong on it. So was I. So was Marco. And we've been speaking to him about it. Marco, would you like to say something about this?
We have concerns, obviously, with the conduct of those, particularly as it impacts Americans. And there's real concern that American speech, which is online, could fall into the hands of British or any country's jurisdiction. And so this is a point the Vice President made at Munich, and I think it's a very compelling one, that what unites us with Europe, as much as anything else, is these shared values, and one of them being free speech. And so if Americans are threatened by it, we're going to need to take action in that regard.
It's actually a very important question.
We spoke about this in detail with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, and others at lunch yesterday. And I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe Americans have the right to speak their mind, even if we in this room disagree with them. They have the right to speak their mind in the public square, which is often online these days.
Unless you're a non-citizen talking about Gaza, in which case you will be deported.
And we're going to defend that right as it pertains to American companies and American citizens vigorously if we have to. I do think that under the President's leadership, we're going to find common ground with our friends in the UK on this question, but it remains to be seen. The principle that will guide us is we believe in free speech in this country, and we'll fight for it for American citizens.
Mr. President, on the deal, is there any other oil and gas component to the deal? Is it all critical?
A little bit. We'll see.
On LNG?
But we're not really looking for that so much. We got a lot. We have more than anybody in the world, by far. So no, we're not talking about it too much, but a little bit. I think it affects also, but for the most part, no.
And sir, is there any agreement from Ukraine to purchase U.S. LNG as part of the deal, or is that on the table at all?
No, we don't need that.
Mr. President, I just wanted to ask you about, you just mentioned that you'd spoken to Vladimir Putin a couple of days ago. Just to be clear, that's a new call, not the one that you...
I've spoken to him on numerous occasions.
Okay. And how was the latest call? What did you discuss? How did it go?
Are you serious with that question?
I am. I'd love to know.
It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
On the minerals deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has occupied. Will you direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if there's U.S. interest?
Well, we'll take a look at the time. We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect those minerals if they are U.S. interests? Would that be Ukrainian forces?
They'll be protected.
European
The agreement
forces?
will protect them.
U.S.
The agreement, yeah, we're signing an agreement. You know?
Right, but what if Russia tries to invade or there's Russian aggression in those spots?
I just told you, I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to
This is so weird. Oh my
happen, I
God.
wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder why.
You know, they ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous
Why
questions.
the confidence that you won't
Focus on surviving, because CNN's got such low ratings, I don't think they're going to survive.
Dude, most of the time when Trump is standing next to another government official or another president, there's like weird sexual tension. This happened with Kim Jong-un. This happened with Putin. This happened in a lot of instances with a lot of people. He just like stands next to these people and there's a lust in Trump's eyes. You can feel it. He's lusting after the power that these people have. This is like palpable hate. Old man Yowie, don't write old man Yowie in my chat. It's there. I can feel the hate. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, the enemies to lovers is happening. He truthed this 10 minutes ago. A statement from President Donald J. Trump. We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation. Under such fire and pressure, it's amazing what comes out through emotion. And I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America and its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for capital P, peace. Oh yeah, this is definitely an enemies to lovers, guys. Wait, I wanted to watch the beginning. Okay, wait. I heard that the beginning they were fighting.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have President Zelensky of Ukraine. And we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great. I think for both.
Also, realistically, Trump was always going to write that because if you think about it for 2 seconds, he's like, him and Putin are like constantly cum swapping. They're like this, man. They're like this, okay? They're trading strategies on how to be better dictators, all right? There's no universe where Trump gives Ukraine anything close to what it wants.
Both countries, I think for the world, actually, beyond both countries. And we have something that is a very fair deal. And
during this war, and with these very bigly hands of mine, I'll make them come together into peace. Old man Yowie, old man Yowie, old man Yowie.
We look forward to getting in and digging and working and getting some of the rare earth. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States, and we appreciate working with you very much.
Remember when I tried to bribe you and you acted with integrity? I like that at all.
We will continue to do that. We have had some very good discussions with Russia. I spoke with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. The big thing is the number of soldiers, mostly at this point, but soldiers being killed. You're losing thousands of soldiers. On both sides, we're losing a lot of soldiers, and we want to see it stop, and we want to see the money get put to different kinds of use, like rebuilding. And we're going to be working very hard, but we've had a lot of very good conversations. I will say until we came along, the Biden administration didn't speak to Russia whatsoever. They didn't speak to anybody. They just allowed this to continue. And I will say that, I'll say in front of you, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, if I were president, this war would have never happened. We would have had a deal negotiated for you without having to go through what you've gone through. But your soldiers have been unbelievably brave. We've given them great equipment, but somebody has to use the equipment. They've been unbelievably brave, and we give them great credit. This was supposed to be over very quickly, and here we are 3 years later. So I give tremendous credit to your generals and your soldiers and yourself in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. They're great fighters, and you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with. It's enough. right, if we want to get it over with. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign the agreement at the conference in the East Room in a little while, right after
Except they're not going to do that.
lunch, and we'll be having lunch together. We're also discussing some other things, and we appreciate everybody being here. It's somewhat of an exciting moment, but the really exciting moment is when they stop the shooting and we end up with a deal. And I think we're fairly close to getting that, and an honor to have you. And please, I'd like to say something.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you for invitation. And really, I hope that this document, first document, will be first step to real security guarantees for Ukraine, our people, our children. I really count on it. And of course, we count that America will not stop support. Really, for us, it's very important to support and to continue it. I want to discuss it with details further during our conversation, and of course the infrastructure or security guarantees, because for today I understand what Europe is ready to do, and of course I want to discuss with you what United States will be ready to do. And I really count on your strong position to stop Putin, and you said that enough with the war. I think that is very important, Ben, to say these words to Putin at the very beginning.
Yeah, enough with the war. I wonder how he wants it to end.
At the very beginning of war, because he is a killer and terrorist. But I hope that together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, to save our country, our values, our freedom, democracy, and of course no compromises with the killer about our territories, but it will be later. And of course what I wanted, we spoke about it by phone with you about the drones production. We have very good drones production, I think the best one in the world for today because of the war. Yes, and of course we need very much the air defense. You have the best air defense in the world, and really you helped us under attacks of Russians. And I want to speak how we can exchange the licenses. We're open to share the licenses of all our drones with you, of course with the United States, and we need licenses for quick production of air defense. Even after the war, we need our nation to be calm, that we are secure. So that's why we need this air shield. And of course, about this, I want to speak about the contingents. I think that France and UK already spoke to you. And we know that Europe is ready, but without the United States, they will not be ready to be as strong as we need. And the last point, last not least, about exchange, about our people and children. And you know that these crazy Russians, that they stolen 20,000 of children, Ukrainian children. They changed their names, they changed their families, relatives, and now they're in Russia. We want to bring them back. And really, it's a big dream, task, and goal for me, and our warriors. By the way, Mr. President, we released more than 4,000 warriors from Russian prison, but there are thousands more in the prison. I wanted to share with you some images.
There's no shot Trump is listening to a single word that's coming out of this guy's mouth.
Yeah, 1 minute. Just you to understand in what circumstances, in what situation they are, and what the attitude of Russia to our prisoners. That guys, just you before and after. And you see before and after, just you to understand. Now thousands of such guys, ladies and men, there, and so they don't eat. They beat them, and they do a lot of bad things. So out of, even during the war, there are rules. Everybody knows there are rules during the war. So these guys, they don't have any rules. You see that 50, 60 kilograms left, and a lot of such things. And I didn't want to show you what the
I like that he brought pictures.
Changes with images of children, because
there's no way Trump listens to anyone. Here's some pictures.
It's looking tragic.
Yep, that's tough stuff.
I wanted very much to give you, and you see.
Yeah.
This is pastor, by the way. They stolen pastors because it's not Russian church. They stolen pastors and moved pastors to the prison. At the end of last year, we brought 3 pastors, and we could exchange them. And this is pastor, you see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so I mean this, I wanted to show you and this, so thank you very much.
We want to get that ended, right?
Yeah, of course, we
And I
want.
think we will. I think we will. And
We have to, of course.
do you have any questions, please?
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I want to see them get at it.
How much money is the U.S. going to put in?
Because I've seen, it's hard to find a live stream that's perfectly, like, that's the most recent, or like where they're the most up to date or whatever.
Into the fund that
The
is
most
being created
live
today.
one,
And
excuse
how
me.
does this provide long-term security for Ukraine?
Well, we don't know exactly how much because we're going to be
Maybe it's
putting
under
some
Forbes.
money in a fund that we're going to get from the raw earth that we're going to be taking and sharing in
raw
terms of
earth.
revenue. So it's going to be a lot of money will be made from the sale and from the use of raw earth. And as you know, our country doesn't have much raw earth. We have a lot of oil and gas, but we don't have a lot of the raw earth. And what we do have is protected by the environmentalists, but they can be
He keeps
unprotected,
calling
but
it
still it's
raw
not very
earth.
much. They have among the best in the world in terms of raw earth. So we're going to be using that, using it for all of the things we do, including AI and including weapons and the military, and it's really going to very much satisfy our needs. So it's something that just worked out really well. We have a lot of oil, and we have a
Oh, this is the clip? Wait.
For the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not Your country
Can
is
I-
in big
can-
trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute.
answer?
No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment.
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of.
Oh my God, Vance! Tell Daddy thank you now! Tell him now! Tell him thank you now!
I'm sacred
Except
to American people.
Except that there are
Kiss his
disagreements.
ring, you
So
peasant!
mitigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want to see.
Dude, Zelensky misses Putin so bad, dude. That's the old man Yowie. He misses Biden so bad, dude. He misses Biden. He misses Biden's approach to Putin. Because Biden would just be like, hey, Jack, what? They're still talking. Huh? The meeting's over. What did they want? Sure. Yeah, you know he misses that shit, dude. He misses. We gotta fix it.
Ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I want this. Look, you can get a ceasefire right now. I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men.
Of course, we want to stop the war. But
You're saying you don't want to.
Also, yeah, this is insane. The way that Trump is treating Zelensky is one of the most profoundly disrespectful things I've ever seen a head of state do to another. It's almost genocidal in the level of contempt. I mean, Trump is an egomaniac, a megalomaniac. Like, he can't handle other people not giving him the full dick suck. Like, he needs the people that want America's help and aid to simp as hard as they can for him. He doesn't care about right. He doesn't care about wrong. He doesn't care about doing the right thing for the country or for the state or for the world. He doesn't give a shit about any of those things. Are you kidding me? He cares about people respecting the shit out of him beyond everything else, right? And Putin knows how to suck some dick, okay? Putin knows. He knows. He's like, check this out. Actually, check this out.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask how
Also, yeah, when Mike is giving a W to libs, you know it's bad.
People about
Oh God, not this woman's reaction.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want to cease
But I
fire.
said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
Remember
me.
for you what
That
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was
wasn't
with
you.
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That was
is your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me.
I mean, chat, you have to recognize it's insane and absurd for like the president of a country to tell the president of another country that's fighting Russia, America's biggest fucking enemy of a billion years, unironically say, you just don't sound very thankful. You just don't sound very thankful. I put a roof over your head. I fed you. I clothed you. I gave you weapons of war for 2 years. And you just don't sound very thankful. Do you want me to send you up to your room? It's so pathetic. It looks so pathetic. Oh my God. It's embarrassing to watch a grown adult do that.
It was with Obama who gave you sheets and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump.
I mean, Zelensky did thank the U.S. countless times. Yeah, but he didn't thank Trump. He didn't pull like a... do you remember TikTok? Do you remember when the CEO of TikTok was like, thank you, President Trump. It was with you and you alone. Only you and your massive ego and pride or you were able to save TikTok and only you. That's what he wants. He wants him to say, thank you, Daddy Trump. Thank you for saving Ukraine. It is only because of you that Ukraine gets to exist. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump. That's what he doesn't want to say. He doesn't want to hear them say, thank you to the U.S. He doesn't give a fuck about that. Are you kidding me? Praise King Trump. Stop.
Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to my...
This is bad, guys. This is not good. The event hasn't concluded. This is from a while ago. The guys,
I don't know. They broke it with Biden because right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? No, in this
Even
entire
today,
meeting, have you said thank
even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said
accept that there,
American people.
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
thankful.
You're buried there.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
I can tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers. Listen,
Don't
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
it doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means.
That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have.
So what does Biden do in Trump's world?
The cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? Why have they broken? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect
Clown country.
him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh.
Why are we talking about Hunter Biden's cock? Why are we talking about that? This is a meeting with the president of Ukraine. Hunter Biden, his hog was really big. We had a lot of people measuring these photos. The numbers were off the charts. It was disgusting. I hated it. I only looked at the photos 600 times to be sure. It was, where are we doing? Anyways, this guy, not so much.
Oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
And that's why I stand by the fact that Trump has never been good at being a businessman. He's never been good at being a politician. And he's always been good at being an entertainer. It's the only reason he got elected in the first place. He knows content when he sees content, dude. His content brain is crazy. His content, if streamers were capable of attracting a normie audience and capable of breaking into mainstream, streamers are the most content brain motherfuckers on the planet. They would win elections. Thankfully, none of them are smart enough to, so I think we're safe for now.
We'll see what we can do about it.
I need the back of it.
We'll see. I don't know.
All right, guys, come on. Wait, hey, guys, come on. Let's move.
You know what I have to say? At least for Zelensky, it's kind of a win-win because, like, realistically, Trump was never going to give Ukraine what they wanted. This was very clearly the reason. Can you pull up the lollipop JD Vance photo? Yeah, of course. He engaged in a lot of lollipop behavior. I'm going to be honest, JD Vance. But this is the same. Sorry, nothing fundamentally has changed, dude. I need to change my Steam profile to this immediately. I need to change my Discord profile to this immediately. Fundamentally, we all know that Russia has been Putin has been Trump's ally. Like, they're like this. They're inseparable. Trump was never going to give Ukraine anything even remotely reasonable. I said it during the election, but like the people that would suffer the most, besides Americans, obviously, under Trump would be Ukrainians. He doesn't give a fuck about Ukraine. He doesn't give a shit about Ukraine. He's just going to blame it all on Ukraine and then give Russia what Russia wants, because why the fuck not? Employer-employee relationship? Yeah. Like, I think Trump will be worse for Gaza, but worse as in, like, Kamala would not have been good for Gaza. She just would have continued on the status quo of, like, allowing Israel to do whatever they wanted and leaving it there. I think Trump is worse that he's kind of a wild card and you don't know what he's going to do because you don't know how hard other people will glaze him. So Trump could make things, I mean, and it's also hard to tell because Trump says a lot of things and doesn't actually do anything, right? Like the tariffs or whatever with Canada and Mexico. Half the time he just says whatever he feels like saying and he doesn't actually plan on doing that shit. And then half the time he actually plans on doing that shit. You kind of don't know, right? I mean, like he posted this on his Instagram, which by the way, is crazy. This is insane. This is crazy. If anyone didn't see it, content warning, it's probably one of the worst videos you'll ever see in your life. Ones if you've seen it, twos if you haven't. This is the official Donald Trump Instagram posted this AI video on his Twitter. I mean his Instagram, sorry.
Donald is coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
What the fuck is this? I think with Israel, Trump and Kamala and Biden, they're all going to make Gaza worse. I think Trump might make it worse sooner. With Ukraine, Trump doesn't give a fuck about Ukraine. He's down to just give Russia the whole thing. And what's Ukraine gonna do? What's the rest of the world gonna do? Fucking nothing. Who the fuck's gonna go to war with the U.S. under Trump's administration? Whereas at least under Biden and Kamala, Ukraine actually stood some chance. Like our support was very much so with them and not with Putin. You know, we saw the Trump statue and said, build that first. Yeah. Oh yeah. Who cleared this? I don't think anyone is clearing anything that the White House accounts are posting or the Trump accounts are posting or anything. I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. I really, really don't think so. Egg prices are coming down any day now. Oh, God, dude. Oh, God. Wait, guys. I'm working. I want to work on a little masterpiece. Hold up. I have a masterpiece to work on. Oh, what does it say? We can't see. Sorry, the text. Just egg prices are coming down. 1 second, guys. I have something. Hold up. Wait. Okay. How do I change the color of text? Here we go. Perfect. All right. Is there a way to make the background? Can you post this for us? Yes, I will post this. Hold up. Wait 1 second. Wait. I have to see something. Wait, there's no way that this isn't already on Fox. Hold up.
Back to the White House, Jackie Heinrich has some new information for us. Jackie.
Yeah, I just went up to the press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelensky out of the White House. His delegation right now is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelensky's body language, shrugging and eye rolling, was ungrateful, disrespectful, and the president feels that Zelensky is not ready for peace and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace, but he's not in that position right now, and Zelensky is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the
Jackie,
SUV,
hang on with us
Zelensky's
one moment.
SUV.
If you look to your left, you're going to see him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, is the deal off? President Zelensky, can you tell us what happened?
Did you sign the minerals deal? Did you sign the minerals deal?
Why were you so disrespectful to the president?
Oh my God.
We may be watching the floor fall through this moment in international relations and diplomacy, or this might be the art of the deal. And we're not going to know for some time. Jackie, it appears that even going into this meeting that this relationship was not great. About a week ago, President Trump called Zelensky a dictator. He was asked about that yesterday with the British Prime Minister, and he said, "Did I say that?" Next question. as if he wanted to brush that off and make sure that things today went smoother.
Well, Zelensky, we're told, was begging to stay and work this out. The Ukrainians were begging the president and the White House to continue talking. The president's having none of it. He felt that Zelensky's just not ready for peace, and this deal was not signed. There is no signing. There will be no joint press conference. The next time we're going to see the president is at departure. There he goes right behind me. Zelensky on his way out of the White House gate. No deal signed, no joint press conference. Tensions at an all-time high between these two leaders. Really, the prospect of peace talks, what this means for the war that has raged on for 3 years, you cannot overstate what a moment in time we've just witnessed. And while the president left the invitation open to come back when you're ready to talk seriously about what it takes to achieve peace, Zelensky feels very dug in. He was dismissive of the U.S. overtures that you've got to accept a ceasefire first. You've got to deal with the other.
You gotta accept a ceasefire first.
Other side, the divide between the two could not be wider. And so we expect to see the president at departure, Marine One departure later on this afternoon when he heads to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend. But that is the only other time we're going to hear directly from him. And I guess we'll hear from Zelensky on special report tonight. But that is going to be must-watch TV after what we have witnessed here today.
Must-watch TV. Sure. You know what, man? Sure. I wonder how fucked up the ceasefire deal was. It was probably like, hey, Russia can annex half of your territory and you have to accept it. And then they'll stop bombing you guys. How about it? Sound good? No. Well, too bad, I guess. I guess you don't want to play ball. Okay, guys. I think we're good now. I think we're good. What do you think? What do we think here? What are we thinking here? Hold up. Launch up the Twitter. Graphic design is my passion. What do we think here? Looks good? Looks good? Perfect. Perfect. You guys already know the drill. Picasso. You guys already know the drill. All right. You guys already know. Pump it. Yeah, that's right. It's time to pump it.